She took her initial training in Bharatnatyam under Guru Anandanarayanan for 5 years. Continuing the practice under Guru Udyogamandal Vikraman Pillai, she also took up Kathakali and Mohiniyattam. Her passion for these art forms led her to pursue her bachelor's degree in Bharatnatyam and eventually completed her master's from Nalanda Nritya Kala Mahavidyalaya. Further, she continued her practice at Sankhya Dance Company under the guidance of Guru Sri Vaibhav Arekar for a few years. Chitra is currently practicing Bharatnatyam under Guru Praveen Kumar at Chitkala School of Dance at Bangalore. She has performed at various venues across India and abroad, including major dance festivals like Bedford River Festival UK IIDF 2020 Pune, Mohana Keralam International Dance Festival 2019 Kerala, Kalpavruksha 3, All India Classical Dance Festival 2019 Goa, 114th Sri Nrityotsav Bangalore, Agra Festival, Kala Ghoda Festival, Konark Festival, Uday Shankar Dance Festival, and Nalanda Nrityotsav, to name a few throughout her professional and academic careers. She has received many accolades and awards, namely Lasya Mohini title, Kala Surabhi Award, Nritya Shivali title, Sadhya Kiragre Sanmana Award for her outstanding contributions in classical dance. Teaching since 2002, she trains and mentors numerous talented enthusiasts in Bharatnatyam and Mohiniyattam styles. So there are a lot more which she has, but since she has to shrink it to the bio, she has named a few. So I would hand over the session to her so that she can continue with her all the talents that she has. Thank you, Srimati Chitra.
Thank you, Divya. Good morning to each and everyone who has pressed the morning. So as you all know, today's session is about dance. Basically, it's more of Indian classical dance. I have been practicing this since I was a child. So I'm very happy to share what I know about the dance. But basically, I think I should be starting the session with the basic thing. Before dance, what is the essential thing that a man needs? Course, dance comes later. But for them to live, what is very essential? So the first thing, the human body is designed and made to move. So the first motive of a human is to breathe and move. Without movement, can you imagine we can't never stay static, right? We have to move. So that's our basic instinct. So that's the first thing we need to do. Human body is designed to move. Okay. So if you're forced to stay in the position for a long period of time, the need to move, to stretch becomes more overwhelming. Okay. It is the same need that we have for water, food, etc. So for survival, the person needs to breathe and movement. Okay. When a child is born, when the child is born, the child first moves. It moves its hands, legs. That is the essential thing. That is the first thing we need. So the movement is very essential for a human body. Okay. So now I will tell you a little bit of the origin of dance, how what we see now, the polished way of dancing. You have seen performances on stage, but it has a history, right? It can't be like that, people just jump onto stage and just started dancing. It was not like that. It had a significance, how dance came into existence. Okay. So the early known reference of dance is traced to the tribal community. The term tribal is generally used for ritualistic dances. These dances are performed to please spirit and and natural phenomena, water, air, fire, and forest. But the common man who is in awe of this unknown spirit does not know the language in which he can communicate, and so he uses movements of gesticulation. So, this is a place where it came into existence. Like the people used gesticulation to show their expressions, to talk to the unknown spirits. Movement is the most basic and important part of human life, and most so it is for the primitive man. Okay, the primitive man, it was a kind of communicating. It There was no language at first, right? There was no language. So the first thing came out was through their how they will communicate their expression. They need something, right? So this, and they felt these things with unknown spirits. They don't know how to communicate. They didn't have a language, so they used some gesticulations. Okay, so it is okay. Primitive tribal people have attributed great power to rhythmic movement, and as such, the primitive tribes danced before and after harvest, before war, or going for hunt, etc. So they used to, you must have seen, like, this, they used to have this fire, like bonfire in between, and they used to, like, have a kind of dance around that bonfire. So that's a way of communication to the unknown spirit. Okay, slowly, as the tribal primitive society developed, these dance of communicating with spirits became more specialized and became more prerogative of a chosen few. Very gradually, this specialized way of communicating assumed a secular tone. So now, after this ritualistic, so basically, dance came into existence from this ritual. That was a ritual for them. That was a way of communicating to the unknown spirit. So this way, the gesticulation came into being. Also, the same way, they used to communicate through drawing, painting, etc. You have seen, like, we have seen these things, right? In the caves, we have seen, like, of course, we have seen in the, the TV and all, that they have this drawings in the cave. So basically, the drawings were a way of communicating. They had to say something. So likewise, all the activities, like the later activities which we see today, the sculpture, painting, architecture, music, dance, and drama, this all came to collectively known as arts. Yeah. So now I would like to say that this became, like, later this was all known as arts collectively. Okay, so now I will talk about art, how it affects a human, and how important is art to a person, irrespective of what their profession is. They need some kind of art in them to show their vulnerable side, their emotional side. It's very important for a human being to have art in their life. Okay, so art is a product of human activity, a product which is used by a man and his society for various purposes, both religious and secular. So it was used as a traditional religious thing, and later it was also used for secular purpose. In traditional secular life in India, it was used for socio-political purposes, but more usually for social and individual enjoyment, pleasure, and recreation. So art was used not only for religious purposes, but it became secular. It was used for social gatherings and individual, like weddings, uh, whatever social activities. Okay. Whether for secular or religious purpose, it seems obvious that man found an effective medium with which he could please his senses and sensibilities, afford some enjoyment to his psyche and food for his mind, and some opportunity to recreate himself. So art was just not used for entertainment purpose. It is used to recreate a human being. Like I have seen many people, right, jogging, doing gym activities, whatever activities they do, they keep this headphones. Not necessarily, but I feel normally here everybody does that. They listen to the song which they like. They have a playlist which they play every day during these activities. So why they do that? It's because they feel fresh for the day. They like, I think you all will be doing this. You feel good when you listen to good songs. You feel good, fresh in the mornings. It will be any type of song. It can be religious, or it can be like, peppy number. It can be any number, but you feel really refreshed, right, when you hear to the song. Why? Because it pleases your senses. That's the reason you need that kind of a thing in your life. You need, it's very important. So it just So art was so, he found out besides that their art was also an effective instrument for teaching and for influencing and conditioning the human mind and imagination. So, how many of you all feel that? Like in the mornings, you listen to one favorite playlist or song and you feel refreshed for the whole day. And if you don't do that, it's not necessary that you feel the same, right? So that kind of it just conditions your mind. That's very important. These were all very useful purposes indeed, and any society of any given time and space would use whatever media were available to them to meet such purposes. And if art happens to have been used in the past and is still being used in our own time as one such medium, so what's wrong in it, right? So it was used at a time where the media, like whatever was available during that time, like before it used to be live singing and things like that. Then it moved on to radio, and then like that it came down. Now, like what all things we have to listen to music, there are n number of possibilities, right? So it was, it was not now, but like years ago also these things were used. Art was used as an expression. Okay. So art has that indestructible quality that outlasts life, its conditions, trends, and all changing conditions of this dynamic world. So art doesn't change, but it is, it stays throughout. The mediums will be different, but it is the same. So this is true for all arts, and especially of dancing, because it is totally dependent on the human body and considered most malleable art. That is, it can adapt to the changes. Okay, dance is very important because it uses your whole body. It's not just senses, but your hands, legs, the entire body. And if you say about classical dance, it uses the face, it uses your eyes, eyebrows, each and every muscle of your face also. So dance is called the mother of arts, right? Okay, hope you all know that dance is called the mother of arts. Music and poetry exists in time, painting and architecture in space. But the dance lives at once in time and space. Rhythmical patterns of movement, the plastic sense of space, the vivid representation of a world seen and imagined. These things man creates in his own body in dance before he uses substance and stone and word to give expression to his inner experiences. So that's what I said before. So, like before talking or before using a stone, it was so easy because body, he has his body, so he can just express. So that was the first urge to express. So you use your body. Dancing, in its widest sense, is a personalized human reaction to the appeal of a general rhythm which marks not only human life but the universe. So, what this says, there is a rhythm in each and every one of us. You just listen to your heart, there is a rhythm, right? Have you all heard your heart beating anytime? How it beats. It has a rhythm, like tatak, 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 tatak. So basically, you see whatever you take, whatever things you have around, there is a rhythm to it, right? The clock, ticking of the clock, it has a rhythm, So whatever we have, there is a rhythm, that keeps on moving things in universe. There is a rhythm. So it is this rhythm which regulates the universe and is the most essential and basic requirement of human life. Dancing is an arrangement or pattern in space, as architecture and painting and sculpture are and employs spatial rhythm. Like architecture and painting, they use the spatial rhythm, right? They need a canvas, right? Dance is the same way, but it uses the canvas, like it's a live thing. It's not just painting, it is there, but dance, it happens at that moment and you can enjoy at that moment. Later you may not get that to see. Yeah, nowadays of course it is possible through this recording and all, but it was that thing which you can't see it later. It exists at that time. Okay. Thus, dance is the only art which can be called time-space art, employing rhythm in both the spheres, audible and visual. So it has both things involved, audible, which can be heard, and which can be visual, which gives a visual trait, right? The imagination, right? How a person can create visionary images, right, in front of you. Now I will just tell few benefits of dancing, right? There are few benefits of dancing, not few, actually lot of benefits. Okay. A great part of circulatory system of one's body is achieved by muscular movement. Dance exercises the whole being. More than this, dance develops inner discipline, sensitivity to others, and awareness of one's own feelings, valuable strengths in daily life. Best of all, it involves release of energy as an exercise, allowing to dance for fun and joy of living. So, what all it has? It 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 like the person becomes so sensitive when they have some art form in themselves. Like they have that, they become very vulnerable. Their vulnerable side is exposed, which is very important to be a human being, right? You need to be vulnerable. You need to be sensitive towards the people around you, to the nature, so basically to the things around you. You need to be vulnerable and sensitive, and art, particularly dance, helps you to be vulnerable. So you do workouts, right? You all will be doing workouts. Like nowadays, I think because of this lockdown, you really need to be, keep engaged by yourself. So you have some activities, right, at the start of the day or end of the day. I hope all are doing some kind of activities, exercises to keep them healthy, right? So, so there is the type of workout that dance gives is arguably better for most people than aerobics or jogging. Jogging puts too much sudden stress on the heart, while aerobics put excessive wear and tear on some of the leg, tendons, and joints. But dance exercises, by contrast, build slowly throughout the class so that you will not wear out one part of your first leg. So, jogging, the activities, any activities will be taken slowly, right? If suddenly one day you can't just get on road and start jogging. You need certain stretches, you need things to be done. Prepare your body before you do a certain, activity, right? But dance, how we do, we generally do some warm ups, to get your body to accustom to the certain movements. So that happens slowly. So it develops. Then your stamina develops because of the exercises. Okay. The movements included in dance build muscular stamina by strengthening the heart and lungs slowly and carefully. One will walk with more grace and stand with more poise. Okay. So now, is there anybody who learned dance here? Can anyone just, unmute and just tell me, is there somebody who is, yeah, okay, lovely. So what kind of dance you prefer or what kind of dance you learn?
I'm learning Kathak, ma'am,
Lovely. And since when you are learning?
since standard 7.
Yeah, sorry.
Standard 7.
Okay. So how you feel about dancing?
Dancing just enlightens me out. I feel fresh and happy. Like
Yeah.
I have passed a day full of hectic work and studies, and after 1 hour of dancing, I feel like okay, now I'm feeling fresh. I am ready and charged up for more study.
Very good. Yeah. So, and do you feel like, have has dance changed you, like in your daily life? Like how I told you, like, the way of standing, way of walking, a little bit. You feel
Yes,
different?
yes, actually, dancing has made me more disciplined, and there is a development of grace in me.
Can I interrupt? Janvi, please switch on your camera so that, ma'am can see you and
Yeah,
interact with you. That
correct.
becomes easier.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Hi, Janvi. Nice to know that you're learning Kathak. And in a week, how many days you go for classes?
2 days actually.
2 days. Okay.
Yes,
So you have been practicing quite long, right?
yes.
Yeah. So it really you feel quite different after learning, and before learning how it was, and after when you started learning, it is really a difference, right?
Yes, yes. Actually, when before seventh standard, I was a very shy kind of girl. I was not. I was introvert. I used to not talk with people, and I was not taking part in any kind of competition and all that. And once I started doing dance, I just developed another side of mine. I'm more in confident, and I take part
Lovely.
in each and
Great.
every competition and all that. Yeah.
Lovely, lovely. That's very nice to know that, Janvi. Keep on dancing, okay? Keep on dancing, okay? Yeah, anyone else who is learning? Can you just share your experience so that I think that's like, my job will be less. So if anyone is there, you all can just unmute yourself and let me know Not only classical, but any form of dancing, so that you can share your experience. Like, it's just an experience. You can't say certain things. I can't tell you what's the joy of dancing. You have to experience it. Like, I think your ma'am Divya, Mrs. Divya, is also a dancer. So I think she can also
Yes.
share her experience, what it is.
Of course, yeah. I mean, dance molds you into a person. It kind of gives you some positive vibe, and I can't explain that. I mean, it's just the experience, as Chitra ma'am clearly said. It's an experience that comes, that joy of dancing which you get, and your mental stress. For instance, for in my case, I have done my masters in physics, so throughout my career I used to focus on dance, which actually gave me a different kind of feeling altogether.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very
It
true.
was.
Very yeah.
Yes,
So
it's a.
that's the kind of experience which you have to experience by yourself. You can't person can't tell, like, there is a limit to tell you what are the possibilities. There are a
Yes,
number of possibilities, and that is an experience by in itself.
that's
So
true.
how I was saying that the dance training will put one to touch with oneself. You will know yourself better, like as a person, how you have been, and after you have. Dance is really, yeah, because it includes your whole body, but to have a art in you is so much important. To know yourself, that's what important. Okay. So dance training will put one in touch with oneself, with one's own body, emotion, power of concentration, memory, and logic. It can change what may be bad physical habits or habitual ways of moving. While dancing, the dancer has to concentrate on music and dance. Okay. So, about dance, what happens? It's not only movement, right? There is a music. So, you need to listen to that music. There is a rhythm. So, you have to follow that rhythm. Okay. The leg will be going in a different pattern of movement from that of the hands. The facial limbs will be emoting the meaning of the lyric, manifesting different shades of emotion. So this shows the multitasking. Here, what dance has gains an importance. It has a very important aspect is multitasking, because you are listening to a music. You have your leg will be holding that rhythm, where your face is showing something else. So many things are there. um, so we have several pressure points below our feet. Stamping them and placing them in different positions stimulates several immobile motor organs and impulses in our body. So now I would like just demonstrate certain, this multitasking, what I was saying, not with music, but I would just like to show some exercises for this multitasking. So now it's very simple. It's just stamping. Okay. So I'm basically a Bharatnatyam dancer. So this is the posture. This is a posture. Okay, we call it Aramandi. That is half position. Okay. So now I will not show in that position. I will just show you how this, what I said. It has, it shows how your mind should be alert, can be alert to certain rhythm. So basically, we stamp our leg. We start our basic step with stamping. So this is the basic, but we sit in this position. I think Janvi can tell, this is the Kathak position, how you stand, right, Janvi? So
Yes, yes,
this
ma'am.
is, yeah. So this is a basic position for Kathak. I will be just showing standing, just you'll just have an idea. what I was saying. So this basic steps, it starts with stamping. Okay, so we start with one leg, then it has two, two, one, two. Okay, so likewise then three, one, two, three, one, two, three. So now the fourth one goes.
Ma'am, can I interrupt?
Yes.
The virtual background, because of the virtual background, we are unable to see
Oh,
your feet.
okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay. Yeah. Just a second. Sorry.
sure, sure.
Yeah. Now hope it's okay.
Yes, yes. Now it's clear.
Yeah. So now the fourth one, how we do? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So now what happens when we teach this? The kids are used to tapping, like, one leg one time, or twice or thrice. Suddenly when it comes to this step, like 1, 2, 3 and 4, the 4 is in the other leg. So that thing, just they have to be alert. So I always say to my kids that dance is not just hand and leg movement. Your brain has to be really active, really be active to do the movements or do the dance movements. So this was one, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. The other one is 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now we have the 7 counts. So how we do the 7 counts? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay. So you change the legs so that this it will show how much alert your brain is when you're doing these types of movements. Okay, I can just show one more. I will just show one more movement which says that your leg goes in one direction, your hand goes in different direction, and eyes goes in different direction. So here, just an example. You can just see. Yeah. So this is one of the example I can show. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So yeah, could you see that my leg was moving, my leg was moving to right side, my left hand was moving up, and my eyes was following the hand, not the leg. So what happens? You're moving this side, but the eyes is going opposite direction. So initially, when the kids are trained doing this, it's very difficult because they have to realize, there is a coordination between that eye and hand and leg movement. That coordination is really important. And like one more, like this movement. So when I'm doing this, I look here, but then now I have to turn. So now when I'm turning, I'm looking up. I'm not looking down, right? But from my mind, I should realize, like, I have to realize that the behind leg hand is in one line or not. Because if I dance like this, the beauty is gone. Because there is a geometry, there is a pattern. So this pattern, I have to realize without looking at the behind down hand, I have to realize that my hand is in one line or not. So these things, just comes with practice. Of course, there is a practice, but from that alertness from your mind, this coordination has to come. So basically, this helps in coordination. So I was just saying to understand what I was saying, the coordination, how you should get that coordination. The same way you can just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So like that. So like that, you can, take exercises which will really need your brains to, work, so that your brain will be alert. Your brain should be alert. And I think you kids are, have so many things to learn. It's just, I think you all are first year students, right? Now, further, you need so many things, you have, your mind should be so much alert. So I think this dance will really help you out for such things. Now, I would like to say, so this was all about dance, art, movement, how important is dance, how dance can help you in your day-to-day life, things like that. So now I would like to say Indian classical dance. So you all know how many kinds of classical dances are there?
64.
Classical dance. Classical, that is art. Classical dances. See, there are many kinds of dances in India. Okay, there are folk dances, right? Folk dances and classical dance. Okay, so Janvi, what you are learning is one of the classical dance. You know that?
Six.
No, it's 7. It was 7. Okay, yeah, good. It was 7, right? Mrunmai, right? 7. But now there are 2 more addition to the classical dance form. Okay, and can you say why it is called a classical dance? Any reason why it is not a folk? What is the difference between a folk and classical dancing? Can you say? Okay, I will tell you. So, as you know, I was saying earlier, dance in the primitive time was used to communicate with unknown spirits, which developed into rituals. So that slowly became a ritual. Okay. So then, as people grouped and settlements came into existence, regional dances developed. So these people had their own groups, they settled into their own places, right? And likewise, these things came up, regional dances. So what we see as an art form today is a finished product of the original ritualistic pattern of art. Under the different climate, geographical and philosophical conditions, art developed in many ways. So what are the things that influenced this dances? The geographical conditions, climate conditions, philosophical conditions, these all things influenced in art. In India, it is a flowering of Indian minds. India has many cultures and traditions. To understand the origin of particular form of dancing, one has to study the philosophical background of that place and those who created, and also its mythological origin. So, for a classical dance form, you should know from which state it has come, what is the philosophical background behind this classical form. Indian tradition has always found a great affinity with Hindu pantheon. Indian classical dance or Shastriya Divyesh is an umbrella term for various performance arts rooted in religious Hindu musical theatre styles whose theory and practice can be traced to the Sanskrit text Natya Shastra. So basically, this has a religious, like classical dances, has a religious background to it. Now it is not like that. It has changed. You have different kind of themes. We include different kind of themes into classical dance, but it was not like that before. These dances are traditionally regional. All of them include music and recitation in local language or Sanskrit, and they represent a unity of core idea in a diversity of styles, costumes, and expression. Okay, so these are the things, the costume, the philosophical background behind it. These things are what makes an Indian classical dance. So that's the reason. The difference between the folk dance and classical is folk is danced by the common people. You know, they danced to show their happiness of a season of, you know, harvest time, whatever it was. So it was danced by a common group of people. It's not necessary they are trained, but for classical dance you need like training of many years. It's not that in 1 year you will start dancing on stage. No, you need really long time of training. So there is a structured way of classic for the classical dance. And for folk dance, the movements are very free. You know, they just dance for the enjoyment. So it is very free flowing kind of dance. But classical dance, on the other hand, has a very structured form of dancing. It has very basic steps to start with, begin with, and likewise you go into detailed things. Okay. So now I would like, it's already 8:45. So I would like to just show you the classical dance forms. You can just see what are the just view of what are the classical dances. So now I told you there are two more of addition, so 9. That makes 9 classical dance forms. Okay, so I will just show you. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So this is Bharatnatyam. The origin is Tamil Nadu, which is also known as Sadar. Okay, it was known by the name Sadar. Now we know it as Bharatanatyam. Okay, I will just show you few clips. You can see the jewelry. See, that is a basic posture. Okay, that's Bharatnatyam. I'll move on to the next. Mohiniyattam. The origin is from Kerala. See the costume. Mohiniyattam is basically has this white base. See, the movements are so graceful. This has mostly rounded movements. Okay, that's Mohiniyattam. Next is Kathakali. This is very enriching dance form of Kerala, which see the costume itself talks so much. So it has an elaborate way of doing the makeup. It has this crown, the face. The face is painted in this, and the mask. It's not a mask. It is a paper which is cut beautifully cut, and it is pasted to the face. Okay, so this is the male, and this is the female version, which will be danced by male itself. Before it was the females were not allowed to dance on stages, so before the males used to take this form also. So Kathakali. So their facial expressions has to be so much loud so that people can see from their painting. So you can see the drums behind, that is called chenda. Okay, that's Kathakali. Next, Kuchipudi. That's from Andhra Pradesh. Very graceful type of dancing. It's very similar to Bharatnatyam, but it is different. Yeah. Kuchipudi has one of the items has, they stand on a plate and dance. That's a variety. That's an item. That's Kuchipudi. Next is Kathak, which its origin is from North India, like Lucknow, Delhi. So that are the states which have Kathak. The dressing in Kathak is not so elaborate. That's what makes it distinctive. Just show you the dancing part of it. So they have this tals. So you can see she will be dancing on this tal. So basically they interact a lot on the stage. They say the tal and then they dance onto that tal. That was Kathak. Next is Odissi. It's a very beautiful and graceful form of dance. That's origin is from Orissa. So in Odissi, basically they use a lot of upper body movement. It's called Tribhangi. See the upper body, how it moves. Very graceful. Yeah, that's Odissi. Next is Manipuri from Manipur. Yeah. See the costume. So beautiful. The skirt is, a drum shaped costume, and they have this veil on their face. Okay, that's Manipuri. Now the new one, which I said two additions, this is Satriya. It's from Assam. Okay, that's Satriya. Next is last one, Chhav. It is from eastern part of India, Jharkhand, Bihar, West Bengal. So there are different kinds of Chhav. Okay, three kinds of Chhav. We're not going into detail. You can just see. This is one of very energetic kind of dance form. This also has a face mask, very elaborate dressing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They have this acrobatic movements, which is not possible without training. You need lots of training in these things. You can just see now how this just, yeah, just watch. Yeah, see, yeah. Yeah. So that was Chow.
Oh, ma'am, I'm sorry to interrupt. I guess
Yeah, yeah,
students have a lecture at 9, and
yeah, yeah.
so do
Sure,
I.
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
and I mean,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sorry to interrupt, but
No,
I
no
mean,
problem.
we would love to have another interaction with you. I mean, shortly. I'll make a point that I have one more interaction.
No
And let me
problem.
tell you all, to the students that I have seen her dancing. You should actually watch her dance, and it's mind blowing. So I don't have
Thank
words.
you.
Yeah, seriously. I mean,
Thank you very much.
if you get a chance, really, I mean, if at all those who are interested to see her dance performances, you can just I mean, just ask me. I can give you, if at all she's doing some online program, I'll just definitely give you the link so that you can watch it.
Okay, thanks a lot. Hope you all enjoyed this present, because I wanted to show you what are the differences, like, each dance forms, so that you will understand, you can recognize when you see some kind of dance. You can just, nowadays you can just log in, type dance form which you are interested, and you can just, watch them. So it's very easy to reach out. You can understand you. So to understand a dance form, you should understand the law, philosophical background of that, or the state from which it comes. So very important. Okay, so hope you will be doing some kind of art, some kind of learning, to make you, very charged up for the rest of the day. Okay, hope you enjoyed.
Yeah.
Thank you, Divya, for the
Thanks a
session.
lot. Really, thanks a lot for accepting the invitation and giving a talk. I mean,
My
students can't
pleasure.
do anything. They are leaving because they have a class at
Yeah,
9.
yeah,
Those who
sure,
might be
no problem.
staying back will be already, waiting for my session to start. So,
Okay, okay,
anyways,
okay.
thanks a lot. And definitely we'll have another interaction. Looking
Sure, sure,
forward.
sure.
Okay.
Thanks
Thank
a
you,
lot.
ma'am. Yeah.
Bye.
Thanks,
Take
ma'am.
care.
Bye.
Have a nice day.
Yeah,
Bye.
same to you. Bye.